Jensen, I always look forward to these conversations from your perspective because as a fan, as a bettor, hey, 2 for the price of 1. It's a lot of fun. You get the double dips. I'm sure for a pitcher and a player, you guys always viewed it a little bit differently.
Well, this is the uniqueness of not only double dips, but getaway day double headers. And the reason being that we're here with the balanced schedule. So a lot of times teams don't want to reschedule and burn an off day, meaning you'd have to come back, alter travel, alter routines, things of that nature. So you have the Astros playing the double dip today on getaway day. They will then head to Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox tomorrow. Let's start with the Astros and the Orioles because game one, Peter Lambert, Chris Bassett, that was going to be the original starting duo yesterday. So they just moved them one day further. I actually do like the under here, Dave. Greg Peterson and I are going to go head to head on this one. I actually do like the under in game one. And traditionally with how managers manage, you're trying to win game one. You're trying, whatever resources, you'll figure out game two when you get there. So always remember that in your handicapping. Managers are trying to at least get that game in pocket, and then you'll figure it out from there with how you really have your pitching set up. So again, there are some guys that will come in, and the manager already knows I can only use him once today. Now, if it's a leverage guy and you've got a lead or you're in a close game, probably going to see those guys deployed in game one. And that's why in game twos, you may look to overs, but don't think it's just an automatic thing here, Dave, because when you have some tired legs, and in the instance here where we're going to have not only the Astros and the Orioles, but also the Giants and the Phillies. The Giants and the Phillies is a fabulous handicap here. So it's Logan Webb and Christopher Sanchez. So those guys are going to get the start. And this isn't obvious for both managers, Dave, because those are your aces, and you hope that they can give you length today. So think about an outs recorded prop here for both those guys. Like both managers, they're Tony Vitello, and Don Mattingly are probably going to look and say, fellas, this is your game for a while because we need to kind of conserve. We don't know what may happen in game two, but we want to use you as much as possible. Plus, they get the extra day of rest. So just a thought for people when you're looking at how these works. And Dave, one other point. These are both traditional doubleheaders. These aren't day-night doubleheaders. So you got about 35 minutes in between, and so you're right back on it there. So something to factor in from the position player side. It's not just a blind bet over on totals in game two just because the pitching, is different and guys have been out there. So I always love looking at not only the numbers, but also my personal experience of, again, both managers for these clubs are going to want to try and win game one in earnest, and then they'll figure out game two.
Very quickly, because it's that kind of quick turnaround, not the traditional, day night where we get the split in there and you get time to wait in between games. We're going right back at it. Does that help out that the team that loses, that you get to turn the page quicker, that you don't have to sit there and lament game one for 3 hours theoretically before you play game two?
Yeah, and I guess it's the way that how did you lose it? Was it a blowout? And okay, well, all right, let's pack it in. We got another 9 innings to play here. For that end of it, I would not mind kind of looking at the Giants as that dog in game one against the Phillies. Sure. The Phillies have just been so inconsistent. The Astros, I think, are also a nice little plus money play in game one. And then, for game two, just kind of knowing, at least on the Phillies side, that it is Andrew Painter against Adrian Hauser. That's an early money line lean for me, but it's also an under lean too, because Hauser and Painter, I think, can limit both those offenses. So at least kind of getting early edges and obviously kind of watch in earnest this afternoon to see how both games transpire. But that would be my early feel right now. And then I would also look and monitor that total for the Astros and Orioles. McCullers Jr. and Brandon Young there. I know it's 8.5 right now, but I'm seeing some 9s out there already. You're already getting a little movement in that regard.
We do have some aces out there that you're going to be identifying today. And, boy, you get maybe some that are a little bit surprising for what they're doing, and others that, no, we know the names, and they're exactly what we thought they'd be, number ones, just like they've been in the past.
David, weird schedule. We have one night game. and that is the Blue Jays with Kevin Gausman on the mound against the Minnesota Twins. So just the way that the schedule fell, it is what it is. But that's kind of a uniqueness here. A couple other aces. We talked about Framber Valdez and Bryce Elder. That's the first game of the day, 12:15 p.m. Eastern time. I do like the Braves on the money line. I'm also going to play them on the alternate run line at -1 at plus $1.14. Love the momentum coming in after walking off Detroit last night. Quick turnaround here. I always like backing the team, especially at home, that was able to do that. So I think that's a great angle here against Framber Valdez. Paul Skeens, it's a massive favorite against Hunter Dobbins and the Cardinals today. No real feel there. I don't really have a feel either on what is Freddie Peralta. What are we going to get? The Nationals just pasted the Mets yesterday. What do we kind of get in that regard? If anything, I think, and I know I'm shield your ears here, I would almost want to take a shot on the Nationals at that big of a price on the money line. The total, I could see an over here as well. Neither staff has had a lot of resistance through the series. So those would be my feels. And then I told you the Michael Soroka and the Brandon Woodruff matchup for the Diamondbacks and the Brewers. This one you kind of sit back as a fan and just enjoy. No real feel either way in that game, side or total, but just a really good matchup there on paper.
I can't get mad at you, people. If you're back in the Nationals against the Metropolitans today and you don't want to lay 207 with Freddie Peralta, I totally understand that. The way the Mets have not been swinging the bats, and the Nats have been. So outside of that 8-0 aberration 2 days ago, I can totally understand where your head's at there. Let's talk some college World Series numbers here, Jensen. I'm sure some are changing. What'd you identify?
Yeah, so excited here. We're just a handful of weeks away from the regionals, buddy, and we will be on that road to Omaha in about a month and a half's time here. So a couple of numbers populating on DraftKings that really caught my eye. There are 2 markets available to you to make the College World Series. So again, 8 teams will qualify for Omaha. And then in the other market to obviously win the College World Series. To make the College World Series, Dave, I identified a couple SEC teams. Georgia right now, it would be a number 6 national seed at plus $1.95. If you are a top 8 seed, for people that don't know how college baseball postseason works, the top 8 national seeds, Dave, they obviously host their regional, but then if they advance, they automatically get home field for the super regional. So anytime you can get close to a 2-1 and north of that price for a potential national seed, top 8 national seed, that's a great way to go. Georgia would be a 6 right now. Ole Miss is on the rise. They would be an 11 at this point at plus 240. That's great. One of the awesome stories out of the Big 12. No, we don't think of Rock Chalk Jayhawk as a baseball school, but Dave, at 33-11, they're 17-4 in the Big 12. It has been a remarkable story for them. They're 12-3 in quad 1 wins. They've been amazing at plus 360. And then Coastal Carolina, you remember, they got to the College World Series finals last year. They have had a boatload of injuries to overcome, but they've gotten there, and now they look to be at a head of steam. 4-1 to make the College World Series, and I like them at 45-1 to win it all, if nothing more than to have a hedgeable opportunity. Couple other big SEC teams to get in pocket right now. I mentioned Ole Miss to make the College World Series, 35-1 to win it all. I think they're in great shape, but Texas A&M might be a team. If you want to have a little fun cross-sport parlay here, Dave, like for instance, take like the Knicks tonight to win, parlay that with Texas A&M. A&M is plus 950 to win the College World Series right now, but you would get them into double digits just for a better number. So some good little foreshadowing here as we get about a month closer to the road to Omaha.
Absolutely love it. You can almost just smell the Jell-O shots at Rocco's. Can you smell the Jell-O shots? I think you can. You can at least visualize them, that's for sure. We got a lot to get to here. Mike Paul's going to join us in the very segment. He knows a lot about those Jell-O shots at Rocco's as well. Aaron Halterman's going to join us in the next hour, and Chris Meany's going to join us to talk everything on the night on ice. So much to get to. Come on back. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.